Hello, song test. Hello, song test. Okay, guys, we'll start in a minute. Okay, I think we can start. Let me see if I'm live. Let me test my microphone here. Um, okay, guys. Good evening, everybody. First of all, thank you everybody for being here watching this today. I hope you guys can hear me well. There's a live chat in your screen. You can send your message to me. Well, first of all, let me start introducing myself. Well, my name is Marco Majolo. I am originally from Brazil, so please forgive me about my accent. Um, I live in Florida since 2012. Okay, so I'm living here for almost 6 years, 6 years already, almost 7 years, and I am an agility judge and competitor. So I'm judging for UKI since 2014, and previous before that, I have experience with FCI too. So actually, in Brazil, we just have FCI. So pretty much my all my foundation on agility, everything that I learned, everything that I did when I started agility was FCI. So I have like I lived both worlds. You know, I lived like the FCI life before when I started agility for a few years or for a lot of years, and now I'm in US. So I'm dealing with AKC and USDAA and UKI and all that. As a judge, I recently in 2017 judged the US Open. I judged two UKI Cups and will be in Canada next year judging the cup there. As a handler, as a competitor, I had the opportunity to compete for the United States in 2015 for the Americas Caribbean and two times for Brazil in the years I was living there. Again, the chat it's open. You guys can send messages to me through the live, and I will try to answer if you guys have questions. So today is the first video we will talk about course design, international courses. What you guys call international courses for me is FCI courses, AWC, EO. We'll talk about AKC Premier, distances, minimal distance between obstacles, and some exercises. Uh, so why I decided to do that? Since I started competing and judging in US, my goal was always FCI. It's hard to explain, but I have FCI on my veins. That's what I say. So I really like the international course, the FCI courses, and to do that, to be able to go to a tryouts, you need to go to AKC trials, you know, and run AKC courses. And some people say that sometimes I criticize AKC courses, but that's not true. Before we show some courses per se, before we start talking about courses, let me uh, giving a little introduction about my thoughts about AKC and AKC Premier. Uh, First of all, I think we need to respect a lot AKC because for sure AKC is the biggest agility organization in the world. There's no doubt it. If I think if you sum all the FCI handlers in Europe, you will not have the same numbers of people doing AKC in the United States. It's a lot of people, you know, it's like lots and lots of people doing AKC. And I've been asking myself, you know, how AKC do that? Why there's so many people doing AKC? And I think I got the answer for that, and I will put this in three reasons. You know, first of all, I think it's because the heights, especially when we compare with FCI. In FCI, we have just three heights. You know, it's metric system, but pretty much it's 12 inches, 16 inches, and 24 inches. So there's nothing else. So if you have a dog that is a very small dog, you pretty much need to jump 12. And if you have a dog that is too big for 16 or too small for 24, you have no option. You know. So I had an agility club in Brazil years ago, and I've seen a lot of people just giving up of doing agility in FCI because they can deal with those heights, and that's something that AKC do very nice. Because in AKC everybody can run the courses because there's a height for you, and that's one of the things that I think attracts a lot of people. The other thing is because of the system that AKC created. So pretty much what I mean with that, it's pretty much like this. When you go to AKC trials, you are not competing against other people. You're competing against yourself. You know, it's more important to handlers to get the queue, get the points, because doing like that, they will have like the Mach points and those beautiful bars and those beautiful ribbons, and that thing make people very happy. You know, those things make people very happy. They want that. They want to make the Mac points up and collect those beautiful bars and the ribbons. And that's not something bad. I'm not saying that it's something as bad. I'm saying this as something good. Of course, there will be people who say, but AKC should be pushing people to be fast. But honestly, I think people are pretty happy doing that, and this it's bringing more and more people. And again, if you compare with FCI, there's a lot of people doing FCI. They give up. And again, I lived that life before, you know, in Brazil, and I saw people giving up doing agility because they go to trials and they need to compete against the 24 inches border collies or the 16 inches shelties, and it's hard to beat them. It's hard to win a trial. And if you don't win, you have nothing. You don't have a pretty bar, you don't have a pretty ribbon, you have nothing. So this make people stop. And AKC with this system keep pushing people to go to the trials and bringing more people. And that's something good. The other thing that I think is good in a not that I think is good, but the other reason why I think AKC is so big and keep bringing people is because of the courses. AKC has those open courses, the straight lines. That's honestly, it's not bad for most part of the people. We need to remember that FCI courses, they are very, very hard. You know, they're very difficult. They are not for everybody. You know, it's very if you want to run well an FCI course, you need like a lot of experience. You need a very well trained dog. So it's hard. And AKC is pretty much for everybody. You know, it's like you can grab your dog and go to the course and queue a course and run, and it's open. So that's good. That brings more and more people. So honestly, I just wanted to say that just to tell you guys that I have absolutely nothing AKC is the opposite of that. I think what they do well. But there's one thing very important in AKC too, and it's about the AWC and the EO. Okay, so AKC is responsible to prepare a good team to go compete in AWC and EO, and it's pretty much impossible to prepare a good dog or a good handler just pushing them to do those straight line courses. So for that reason, now we have AKC Premier. Okay, so and Premier should be courses, the same kind of courses you see on AWC and EO that will push people to go to other different kinds of exercise and traps and all that. But what I've been seeing in AKC Premier is we're not seeing international courses in Premier. You know, we are not. And we will see courses here today. I will show you guys a lot of courses. And you guys, most part, the AKC people, they don't realize that those exercise they're putting in Premiere is not international, is not FCI. And I've been asking around why Juds are not setting up real international courses on Premiere classes. And I had two answers for that. And I don't know if those answers are real or not, but I will tell you guys the answers I got. The first answer is because if the judges set up FCI courses on Premiere, most part the AKC handlers and most part of the clubs, they will not be happy with those courses because they don't want those courses, okay? And as a result, that club will not invite the judge anymore. I don't know if that is true or not. Okay, honestly, I don't know. But is that an information that some people, more than one people, told me? Okay, if that's true, I always tell. I would like to say to AKC people in the clubs and say, don't push judges to do not build FCI courses in Premiere. They need that. And you guys need to understand that if you guys don't like FCI courses, you guys have excellent masters to run. You guys have time to beat. You guys have fast and all those other classes. Okay. That, as I say, they should not change absolutely nothing, because AKC people are very happy with those courses and with that system. So don't touch that. Don't change absolutely nothing. Okay. But the Premiere should be more international. The other reasons that some people told me that why we don't see FCI courses in AKC Premiere, it's because the judges don't know how to build FCI courses. I don't know if that's true or not, but it was one of the answers some people gave to me. If that's true, that I don't know if it's true, if that's true, so what we need to do is prepare them, okay? We need to start more online videos, more seminars, online seminars. So we need to start bringing more and more of those courses we see in AWC and EO and other trials to make those. I'm sorry, I think I lost the sign for a second. Okay, I'm back. So we need to start bringing those courses more and teach those judges how we what kind of exercise we should put in FCI courses. And that's not bad. If you are an AKC judge and you're listening to this right now, guys, I'm not criticizing anybody, okay? Let me give an example. I'm a veterinarian, okay? And as a veterinarian, I need to be constantly studying, because if I just stop studying, the new protocols and the new technology that comes, I will not learn. So be learning something new and paying attention on what's happening outside. That's something good. And again, as a judge, if you are judging a class that's supposed to be FCI International, you should know what they are building there, what kind of courses they are building in AWC and EO, okay, to prepare yourself better. So that was my point for AKC. Let's start seeing some courses, okay? Because I don't want to keep talking about that. Again, the chat is open. You guys can send messages if you want. If you guys want to participate or send me questions, you can. No problem at all. So what I will do now, we'll start showing some courses, okay? I will show some courses for AWC and EO. We will discuss those courses. After that, we will talk about distances, and we will show some courses, some Premiere, AKC Premiere courses. And again, I erased the name of the judges. The goal here is not criticize anybody, okay? We're not criticizing any judge here. We're just having a conversation about the courses, okay? And all the courses I chose to put it here, they are good courses. The Premiere courses I will show here, they are good courses. The only thing is there's some exercise that we could move a little bit and make it more international, more FCI. Okay, so let's start seeing some courses. This is a FCI course, okay, that I will not say who's the judge or where I got it, but that's the FCI course, okay? That's the jumping FCI course. And let's talk a little about it, okay? This is a jumping. If you guys look, I hope you guys can see my mouse here, my little arrow here. There's no distance here. I erased the distances too, because we will talk about distance in another slide. Okay, so let's take a look in this course first. So we start here 1 2 with 2 straight lines jumps. Okay, going to a number 3 on the left with a trap here in the tunnel. It's a good trap. Dog starting in the speed, facing a tunnel, going to 3, and after that going to number 4, and here we have tunnel, and that's something that I always say. Use tunnels. You know, that's tunnels are something very important in the course. It makes the course flow. It makes the course more interesting. It makes the course more fun. It makes the course fast, and it gives you a lot of different opportunities of traps and difficult exercise. And again, don't be shy about sending the dogs more than once in the tunnel. So here in this course, we have 3 tunnels, and we have 5 times the dog going through the tunnels. Okay, so let's see it. 1 2 3, go to tunnel 4 to tunnel 5. After that, we have a backside here at number 6, and that's what we call a very natural backside. What is a natural backside and unnatural backside? Okay, unnatural backside, we always need to take a look in the dog's trajectory. Okay, so take a look coming here for number 5. That is the tunnel. Just think about how fast the dog will be here. Coming from number 4, there's a tunnel, to number 5, another tunnel. And what is more natural? Hit this, approach this jump to 18 or 6? 6 is much more natural, right? Because the dog is coming here fast and hitting 6. So that's a very natural backside. Okay, going to number 6 to number 7, there's a wall jump. Look, the trap here again. The tunnel is the trap. So remember, the tunnel is the trap here after 2. The tunnel is the trap again here after 6. So going to a wall jump to a weave pose number 8. And this weave pose entrance is very hard. You know, every time you put almost 90 degrees entries like this, especially coming from this side, it's very hard, but it's fair. It's a good weave pole entrance. Uh, what happened here after number 8, and that's something that they are using a lot in FCI. You have an entrance for one side. Okay, so see, the dog is getting in the weave pose from this side, and after they finish the weave pose, the next obstacle is in the opposite side. That's very interesting, and they're using a lot, and it's a good, very, very, very good exercise. So again, number 7, the wall, going to the wall, going to number 8 to one side, there's the weave pose, doing the weave pose, and going to the opposite side. So the next obstacle after the weave pose is in the opposite side of the weave pose. Okay, so number 9, number 10, again, we have another backside, and number 11 is this is a natural or unnatural backside. It's a very natural backside. Take a look in the dog's trajectory. He will be jumping number 10 and landing around here. And what is the best way to do is the backside. So it's a very natural backside. Coming to 12 with the trap here in the weave pose. Okay. And again, another very natural backside. Look at 13, very natural backside, very, very, very good. I like it very much. Going to a tunnel, to the double jump. Opa, let me go back. Okay, I'm sorry, I changed the slide. So going to 13, there's a very natural backside. To 14, 15, again, tunnel, pushing speed, speed, speed. Going to the double jump, that is 15. And look, another backside, a very natural backside here. See, just think about the speed, how fast the dog is here. 15, he will be landing around here, grabbing this backside. To 17, through another trap. To 12, another trap here to 12. 17, another backside at 18, natural backside. Just think about the dog jumping here. It will be very unnatural if the dog needs to come here to number 6. See how is a much more natural coming around to 18. So it's a very natural backside. You're going to 19, and here's full speed again. 19, 20, tunnel, 19, 20, tunnel to 21, 22. So it's a very nice jumping course, very flow with a lot of traps, fair traps. So I like this course very much. Let's take a look at another one. This is another international. Again, 3 tunnels, okay? 3 tunnels, 5 times going through tunnels. Very important. There's some people say that when you have like a backside in number 2, is not good for the dog. I think differently. I think it's very good because it is a backside. It's not a natural backside, but the dog is starting just like standing, you know, he stopped here, he's not running. So the handler has time to, of course, if the handler has a good stay, he can come here around this number 2 and put trying like a force front here or something like that to be around the number 3 that is more natural that number 2 to the tunnel. So it's a good exercise, this 1 2 3 here, going to number 4, and from here full speed tunnel tunnel. Look at that, full speed, 4 tunnel, 5 tunnel, to number 6, that is what? A backside. Natural or unnatural? Very natural. Just think about how fast the dog is coming here. 4, 5, going around number 6. So it's a very natural backside to weave pose number 7. And again, remember, going to weave pose to one side, to going to the opposite side in the next obstacle number 8. So this is something that people are using a lot in Europe right now in those FCI courses. So weave pose, get into one side, get out to the opposite side. Number 8, number 9, look how good is this exercise here. Going number 9 and 10 with the big, oh, sorry. 9 going to 10 with the big trap here. There's the tunnel, is the vortex, the tunnel that sucks all the dogs in. But it's a very natural backside and 10. Remember, look at the line. Dog is coming from 8 here to 9, landing around here. Okay, going around number 10. So very good. I like it. I like it very much. To the tunnel 11, another trap here to number 10, and now full speed 12, 13. And again, look another backside of 14. Very natural. Just think about how fast the dog is here coming from this tunnel, doing 12, 13 around the 14. Very good backside here around 15. Oh, I'm changing the slide. I'm sorry. Around 15 uh, to 16 with probably a rear cross here, or you can try to do a blind if you have space, to 17. And again, full speed 18 tunnel, 19 tunnel, again 20 jumps, 21 broad jump, 22. So a long line here. And as I say, they have straight lines in FCI. That's not true that they don't use straight lines in FCI, but it's a different straight line. You know, there's like uh, a lot of traps on that. So if you look, there's 17, 18, 19. Look, there's a trap here, 18 to 20. There's another trap here, 20 to 21 with this tunnel number 5. So again, another very good jumping course, very flow, a lot of traps, a lot of backsides, but natural backsides. Very good course. Let's see an agility international now, okay? And this one is a very interesting one. Again, 3 tunnels, okay? 3 long tunnels. Tunnels are something fun. But here he's using just 3 times, once each tunnel. So he could use a little more, but he decided to use just one time. Here, I chose this course too, because if you take a look here at number 1, this course starts with the wrap. Okay, so like you have a wrap at number 1 to number 2, and number 3 is the A-frame. So I don't like it. I rather to start a course with a straight line, you know, like I rather to see this number 1 and this side here and start like in a straight line 1 2 3 to A-frame. But I left this here because just to show you guys that it is allowed in FCI if you want to start the course with the wrap. Myself, I don't like it, but it's allowed if you want to do this in a premier course. That's fine. That's not a problem. You can do it. So you start the course with the number 1 here, a wrap on number 1, and here's full speed. Number 2, 3 is the A-frame with the tunnel here as a trap. Going to number 4, 5. Again, there is straight lines in FCI, but just take a look that every straight line, there's a trap hidden here in some place. And this after 5, it's a very hard weave pole entries. Look, take a look at this weave pole entries. And number 6 here, it's very hard. Myself, I would maybe try to put another jump here to help a little this weave poles. But that's what I'm saying. This is FCI. They can do those things. And again, remember what we just talked about the last courses. We have entrance in one side and exit in the opposite side. See, again, this is very common FCI. There's something that we should be training, okay? This independence in the weave poles. when you can like push your dog in one side and just abandon your dog doing the weave pose and run to the opposite side. They're using this a lot, okay? So coming from the broad jump number 7 to number 8, and again, we have another backside. Natural or unnatural? Natural. Just think about the speed coming from the weave pose here, pushing to the broad jump, pushing to number 8, and landing around here. See, going around number 9. It's very natural. And from here, take a look on this trap. I love that because the next obstacle after 9 is a teeter number 10. So look what the dog needs to do. You need to go very close of this number 12 to find a better angle to get the teeter. So very challenge, very good. The angle is good here, so I like it very much. Going to, and after number 10, take a look at this straight line, pushing. 11, 12, 13, 14 to the tunnel. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 obstacles in a straight line. Again, there is straight lines in FCI, nothing wrong with that. Now take a look in the trap here, 11 through 9, okay, 12, 13, 14. Very good. After 14, backside of 15, very natural, right? So the dog will be so fast coming to this tunnel, he will come landing around this area here, coming to 15, 16 is the wall jump, to 17 tunnel, push to 18, dog walk, and after the dog walk, 19 is the tunnel under the A-frame, and look at this backside. Again, good backside. Very well, very good backside. Coming, just think about the dog speed coming from here to go to 20 and finish 21, 22. Again, another very good course, very challenging, but fair, with fair exercise. Very good. Let's take a look. One agility, another FCI AWC course. Okay. So starting here, number 1 to, I will not call this a number 2, a backside. I will not call this a backside. I would just say that is a very sharp jump. It concerns me a little, this course, with the angle here to number 3. It looks number 2 and 3 to 4. Okay, I will like angle the A-frame a little, but we need to see the course when they build to see if this is good or not. I think it's very far, and the angle here, I don't like it too much. Maybe angle a little more the A-framing. This part of the A-frame down here will make this exercise a little easier and a little safer. So it happens sometimes, but you need to pay attention on that when you are building the course. But after that, we have 4. Here's the double jump. Look at here. Another backside, very natural. Look out where the dogs will land here for number 4, getting the backside of number 5. Look at this sharp jump here. Love those sharp jumps. Very good. To 6, another backside here, very natural again. Okay, dog pushing through 6, landing around here, pushing to 7, going to tunnel 8, and here's full speed to teeter 9, full speed again to another tunnel. So it's almost a tunnel 10, going to number 11. And here, some people will wear here to the weave post. Some people will just blind if they can. So to 11 to go to the weave post, doing the weave post. And here is very another good exercise after the weave post. We have this broad jump at 13. And after the 13 is the 14 right here, is this sharp jump here. So doing this, the judge is pushing the handlers to abandon the dog and the weave post and probably run here to do a blind cross here or a double blind here. Okay, so we do one blind after 12, another blind after 13, and run to do 14. And again, backside 15, very safe, very natural. To another 16 here, choose very natural. Just again, think where the dog is landing around here and have enough space to go around 16. After 16 is full speed. 17, this is the tunnel. To the dog walk 18. Wall jump 19. Look at this backside here. Natural again. See, just think how fast the dog is coming from here and landing around here to go around 20. And 2 sharp jumps to finish 21, 22. Again, another very good agility course. So I like it very much. Very good course. I was just checking my microphone. I'm sorry. Very good course. Like it very much. Let's talk a little about distance. Okay, so I show you guys 4 AWC courses, And let's talk a little about distance. Different than here in US, FCI, they have different courses for small, medium dogs and big dogs, okay? So they have different distances. And of course, the guidelines in the FCI, it's in metric system, so it's in meters, okay? So I trying to convert here. What the FCI guidelines say is like, for small, medium dogs, we always need to leave between 5 and 6 meters minimum between obstacles, and for big dogs between 6 and 7 meters minimum between obstacles. Okay, what we need to remember here in US is we don't have a course just for small dogs and just for medium dogs. We don't have here everybody runs, all heights runs the same course. Okay, so it will be very unfair for big dogs if you set up a course where you use minimum of 5 meters or even 6 meters for everybody. Okay, so what I do, what I excuse me, sorry, excuse me, what I do here in US when I'm judging UKI, every class I judge, it doesn't matter if it's speed stake, if it's master series, if it's regular agility novice, if it's beginners, it doesn't matter. I always leave minimum 6 meters. 6 meters is 19.68 feet according with my converter here. I'm sorry, my mind worked in meters and not in feet, so I'm a metric system guy, so I'm sorry about that. But minimum, I always use minimum 6 meters. That is 19.68. For US Open, I use 7 meters. I remember the shorter distance I used in US Open was 6.5. So it doesn't matter. Of course, it matters what kind of course you're building. But my point is, if you're thinking about basic exercise, good exercise for your course, if you're leaving those minimal distance between obstacles, you're good. How do you measure this? There's different ways. So different organizations ask the judge to measure this in the different way. Okay, some organizations ask people to measure the shortest space between obstacles. Some organizations ask to measure the dog's path. So it depends what you're measuring, what organization you are judging for. So you need to pay attention on that. Okay, so what I would do now, I will show some AKC courses, some premier AKC courses. And again, my idea here is not criticize the judges. And the courses that I will show, they are good courses. I'm not showing here any bad courses, okay? Any bad course. All the courses here are good. But what I will do is pointed some exercise that I see that is not FCI or it can be FCI. And again, all the courses are premier because, as I said in the beginning, I don't care. It's not that I don't care, but I'm not here asking to change anything in Masters on Excellent. Nothing like that. It's just Premier. So let's start, okay? Some courses are pictures, so I'm sorry about that. So let's take a look in this course here, okay? This is a Premier Jumpers in an AKC trial. I want you guys to pay attention first in this 1, 2, 3, okay? So this 1, 2, 3, I don't know how you guys call this here. I don't know if you guys call a throttle or something like that. So pretty much is 1, 2, and you come back here and 3. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's the opposite. It's a good exercise, okay? I like this. But keep this exercise in your mind because we will talk about this in a few slides again, okay? So 1, 2, throttle here. That's not a problem. After this number 3, we go to number 4, that is right here. Number 5 and number 6 is the tunnel. And there's a little problem in this exercise here. It is a good exercise. There's a tunnel here that is a trap to number 4, what is good. But in this course, I saw this course in a trial, okay? The problem with this exercise, there's a long space between 3 and 4, pretty much around 8 meters. What is the long, is more than the maximum. And between 4 or 5, there's like 5 meters, you know, the very short distance. What happened when you do something like that, the dog, especially big dogs, they accelerate so much, they get so much full speed here that when they land, they normally don't have space to prepare to number 5 here, and they knock this bar. So you need to just, my recommendation is pay attention between distances, okay? Put like a long distance between a very short distance, especially if you have a turn, okay? So you can like make some big dogs suffer a lot here, number 5 and 6. So going 5, 6 to the tunnel, back to 7, 8. And after this 8, look, there's a wrap here to come back to 9. Uh, so remember, my recommendation, I always say when judges ask my opinion about their courses, is trying to think about how flow is your course, if your course is flow or not. So when you do a wrap coming from a tunnel at this speed, you are like breaking the dog's speed. So it could be a good idea in this situation here. Use this tunnel. See this tunnel here, the 17. So let the dog come to 18 and make a turn here to this side of the tunnel where the dog can like land, and you can use this 17 as a trap to come back to number 8 here instead of doing this wrap here. This wrap here will break the speed of the dog, you know, and the flow of the course. It's just, again, it's just observations, okay? Coming around 8, 9, 10, 11 here. I don't have anything against this. It's a good line. Just be careful with the distance. Be sure that you have the minimal distance between those obstacles, especially if you are doing a straight line. So be careful with this. And in this area here, there's two things that I would recommend you guys not to do it. There is use the same obstacle more than twice, okay? So this judge is using this obstacle 3 times and using this obstacle 3 times. So try not to, if it's possible, trying to use just a same obstacle twice. Sometimes it happens, but try not to use it 3 times if possible, okay? Coming from 12, we have a serpentine here. 14, no, 13, 14, 15. What is good? I like serpentines. You can use it. I recommend you use it. But again, as this first exercise we talked here before, the throttle here, just remember the serpentine, because we will talk a little about serpentine in the future again, okay? So after the serpentine, you have the triple jump here that I have just a little comment. There's no triple jumps in FCI. So if there's no triple jumps in FCI and you're judging a premiere that is supposed to be FCI, don't use it, okay? Put a broad jump. Use a broad jump. My recommendation is use a broad jump. Do the broad jump at 16. That's, I like it very much. It's a backside tunnel. Good. When I saw this in the course, I say very happy with that. That's something that it's very FCI. So I saw a lot of people struggling with this. So use the backside tunnels. This is very good. It's a good challenge, okay? Going to 18, the weave post, 19, 20, 21 obstacles. Good. Good course. No problem. Just a few adjustments here will make this course more FCI, let's say like this. Be careful with the distance here. As I see, there was like 5 meters between 19 and 20. That's the minimum for small dogs. And after that is a long distance between 20 and 21. So push this 20 a little closer here, and we'll balance the distance between two obstacles. But it's a very, very good course. Let's take a look in another Premier. It's the Premier Standard, okay? So we start with number 1 to dog walk. Sometimes I don't like to start going straight to dog walk, but it's not a problem. It's allowed. Just my recommendation, you know, trying to create some exercise before you go to the dog walk. Don't start going straight to the dog walk. But no problem with that if you want to do it. There's no problem at all. And after number 2, look what we have here again. 3, an auto throttle. So, oops, let me go back here. So, and why I say that other courses say pay attention on this throttle, because we will see it again. And look, that's something that judges are using a lot in Premier Standard or Premier Jumpers or Premier AKC Premier. So it's important that you're trying to use different exercise, because you see those throttles a lot in AKC Premier. So try to create a different exercise. There's no problem using that. I recommend you use it if you ask me. But trying to use different exercise, you know, trying to be creative, different things, because you will see more Premier courses here, and there's a lot of throttles every time. So trying to create different exercises, okay, instead of just keeping doing throttles here. After this number 4, we have a backside, and that's my question: is this a natural course, a natural backside, or unnatural? Just think how slow the dog is coming from here. Okay, 3, 4. Dog is not full speed. It's the opposite. It's a very slow speed. The handler is trying to collect here to make a tight turn. And after number 4, you have the dog here side by side, and pretty much you need to foot race your dog to push him behind this number 5. So this is an I'm sorry. This is what we call an unnatural backside, okay? Because it's much more natural to the dog to do the jump through this side than not the other side. So remember when I showed the AWC courses, when the backsides are much more natural. So that's another recommendation I always give to people. Pay attention on your backsides. Take a look if they're natural, okay? Going to 6, 7, 8, 9 is a straight line. That's okay. 6, 7, 8, 9 to teeter number 10. And from teeter, and oh, one more thing. Remember when I said about straight lines and AWC, there's always some challenges even in straight lines. This line they have no challenge at all. It's just a running. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So put some challenge around here. It will be interesting for your course. Going to 9 to 10 is the teeter. And after the teeter, we have the weave post here. That's a very sharp turn here to weave post. But okay, there's not a problem with that. Uh, Going to weave post, the triple jump again. Remember, we don't have triple jumps in FCI, and this is a premier course, so I recommend you use the broad jump. Okay, going to 12, 13 to the tunnel 14, back to 15, and this is very AKC, like excellent master AKC. Look at this: 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's a long line with some angles here when probably people will do a lot of rear crosses here, but there's no challenge. You know what I mean? Again, you can do uh, straight lines. There's not a problem with that, but put some challenge. And again, look at this course. We have one tunnel in this corner here, and the other tunnel in the other corners, being the last obstacle is the number 20. So when I see courses like that, I say poor tunnels. They are like in the corner of the course. So put the tunnels in the middle of your course. Put some straight tunnels. You will see once you put the tunnels in the middle how many alternatives it will create in your course. Use more tunnels. Put them in the middle of the course. It will be fast. It will be fun. Okay. Let's take a look in another premier. This is a premier jumpers. Okay, so let's take a look on this course. Started number 1 right here, in the top of the screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the weave post. That's fine. It's a straight line. You could have put a jump here to make a challenge or something like that, but that's fine. It's a straight line going to the weave post. And after that, we have 5, 6. Again, this judge is using this jump 3 times. So if possible, try use a maximum of twice each obstacle, not 3. Going to 5, down to 6 here. So see, from 1 to 6, you pretty much don't have any challenge. Okay, so it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for a premier course, you could put a backside here. 1, 2 backside, a sharp jump here, and going to the weave post. So create more challenges in this area. 5, 6, and look what we have here, the popular serpentine again, 7, 8, 9. Very common. Again, those throttles that we talked before and the serpentine, they're so common in premier AKC premier courses. They're not bad. I'm not saying that is bad. You can use it, no problem at all. I recommend you use it, but create other exercise, trying to think about different alternatives. Take a look at AWC courses, and you will have inspiration to create new stuff. Okay. Sorry, my throat is like bothering me a little bit. Going to number 10, there is a tunnel here. Back to number 11, and look what we have here. 11, 12 is the throttle again. and again, I swear, guys, I was looking for courses like random, just looking for courses, and all the courses they have like serpentines and these throttles. Again, look, 11 throttle, 12. So be creative, create different things, different exercises. Okay, going to 12, and after this 12 here, we have a long line with no challenge. So 13, 14, 15, 16, just foot race. Okay, and after this 16, oh, go back, sorry. After this 16, look what we have here. We have a backside on 17. So would you guys say that this is a natural backside? So just think how fast the dog is here. 13, 14. Oh, again, the triple jump and premier courses. Okay, we don't have triple jump in FCI. 13, 14, 15, 16. And look, the dog is running to number 3 here for sure. So what the handler needs to do is pretty much almost stop the dog and breaks all the flow of the course to do 17, okay, to finish 18, 19. So when you create backsides, just pay attention if their backsides are natural or not. It's a good course. There's a lot of challenge here, but it could be much better. And again, where's the tunnels? You have two tunnels in the corner here, like completely abandoned here. Very sad. So put tunnels in the middle. We'll make your course fast. We'll make your course like uh, fun. Okay. Let's take a look at one more. Okay, one more, just one more premiere. This is a premiere jumpers, and I found a lot of very interesting things in this course here. Let's start from the beginning, of course. So number one is down here, going to 1, 2, 3, and a backside here. Okay. So this course we have 1, 2, 3, a backside here, going to number 5 here. So again, is this number for a natural backside or an unnatural backside? Just think how fast. Look at this. Pretty much, I know it's two sharp jumps here, but take a look how fast the dog is coming here. So I was looking this course and I had an idea here. Look how fun it will be if we keep this number 4 this side here and number 5 a backside. Look at that. You push a lot of speed here. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the natural backside on number 5. It will be very, very, very good. Again, this is a good course, not a bad course, but it's like pretty much the dog is coming fast and the handlers are like trying to stop the dog here, and the dog is like stopping the flowing on the course to do number 4 to number 5. We are going to number 6. 7 is the tunnel. After 7, look what we have. 8, throttle, 9 again. So see how those exercises repeat and repeat. And those courses are from different judges, from different places, from different states. And we see the same exercise on those courses. So let's try to be creative and create something different, okay? From 9 to the weave pose here is 10 to 11, triple jump here. Again, we don't have triple jumps in FCI, okay? So put a broad jump here. Remember, put the broad jump here. 10 to 11, and we go to 12, 13 in those two glue jumps here that we will talk in a minute in the next slide. I will not even talk about this now, okay? We will talk about this specific about this exercise here in the next slide. So 12, 13 to sharp wingless jump at 14, 15 is the tunnel. And here we have this line that is like 16, 17, 18 with the backside of 19. It's a good line. That this 19 backside is a very natural backside. My concern is about this jump glue each other here that I don't know how you guys call that. You will not giving space to the handler to run this side. So it's unnatural, I will say. But again, we'll talk about this in a few minutes. To 19. And this 20 here still is a problem of the angle. So maybe it would be a better idea to do 19. To 20 here is this 20 around this number 20 and finish with 22. You'll be good. It's a good course. Okay. There's a lot of traps. There's a lot of challenges. It's a good course. But a few adjustments will make this course more similar with FCI and make them more international. Let's call it like that. Okay. So let's talk a little about some obstacles here, some exercise that I see in AKC sometimes, okay? So first of all, let's talk about those 3 jumps. They glue each other like I show in the last course. We have here this one that is 2, and we have here this and 3. Is this allowing FCI? No, it is not. And I will tell you why. And if you look at the guidelines in FCI, they will say that it's mandatory that when the judge designed the course, they need to leave space for the handler to run in both sides of the obstacle, okay? If you trap the handler behind a jump like this, don't give space to the handler to pass between the jumps, this is not acceptable in FCI guidelines, okay? So this, I would recommend if you're doing a premier course in AKC, don't use it, okay? Because remember, we're trying here to make AKC Premier more similar with FCI, so they will never see this in FCI. And this is the double jump, okay? And people will say, but Marco, you build the double jump a lot, and there's no space here for people to run between tunnels. You're right about that, but there's an exception for tunnels, okay? You can create, yes, double tunnels, no problem at all. Here we have a dog walk with the tunnel under the dog walk. What is not bad. That's that you can use that in FCI. You can do this in Premiere, no problem at all. But what I see a lot in AKC, not just AKC, I saw in FC and USDAA too, is like people doing like dog walk tunnel. You know, you come into the dog walk on this side, do the dog walk and dog walk tunnel. I call this exercise the breaking spine because you're almost breaking the spine of your dog here. Uh, so remember the minimal distance between obstacles. There's like 5 meters, 6 meters. There's no 5 meters, 6 meters here, right? So you will not see this in FCI. So a good way to fix that is put a jump here, the way I did here. See? So what you can do is like dog is running to the dog walk, going to the jump, back to the tunnel. You can play with this, sending dogs to this side or this side, and creating very difficult challenge for people with running contact. Okay, so remember that too. This is another exercise that I see in AKC Premiere sometimes, and we will talk about that. This is a very, very similar, how can I say, layout in AKC. It's those pinwheel, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But not just that. It's square. See how it's square? Like 1 square to 2, square to 3, square to 4, square to 5. So before I talk about this square, let's talk about this jump here. See that jump here that there's no numbers and I put some question marks here. This is what you guys call dummy jump. I think that is not part of the course. It's just there to create a trap. So you will not see this in FCI course, an international course. Okay. So in Premiere, I recommend you guys don't use it. Okay. Use in Masters, excellent, not a problem. But in Premiere, I recommend you guys not to use it. Remember, we are trying to make a Premiere AKC Premiere courses more similar with international courses. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys are creative enough to create some exercise where the dog will come to this jump and put this jump in the course. Just not leave that jump there, not using as a dummy jump. Okay, be creative. So use that jump for something. Make the dog pass here at least once. So coming back to the square course, okay? So when you create square courses like that with 90-degree angles turn, that's not good for the dogs. That's not a good trajectory for the dog because there is no dogs that will turn like 90 degrees, okay? Like, let me give an example. This 1, 2, 3 here, the dogs will make this angle, will be diagonal here, straight. 1, 2, 3. And what happened when you do that? The distance that you have between these two jumps, it becomes much smaller, much shorter. I'm sorry. It becomes much shorter and much harder for the dog to make this turn. What happened with big dogs, fast border collies, they knock those bars. So for that reason, it's so common to see border collies at 24 knocking bars. Oh, I'm sorry. I just dropped something here. So for that reason, it's very common to see big, fast border collies running at 24 knocking bars on those jumpers because the angle is not favorable. You know, it's a lot of square, a lot of square. So look what I did this. I will change this slide. I did this same exercise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, working with the angles. Look at this. This is the same exercise you guys just saw. I will go back. That's the square. Okay, oh, that's the square. That's with angles. It's exactly the same thing. But look how the angle is better now. Look how you're helping your dog, helping your handling. And the possibility of the dog knocking bars here is much, much smaller, you know, because now the angles are helping. The angles are helping. So the recommendation I give to judges, to a lot of judges when they send me courses to evaluate, is like, don't square your course. Don't square. Just make their round, make their angles. It will be much better for the dogs. And to finish, there is an exercise that I will show you guys here. This is a Master Excellence Standard. This is not a Premier course, okay? So as I say, I will not analyze Master Excellence Standard or Premier or jumping courses because, as I say in the beginning, I think AKC should continue doing that if make people happy. Okay, what I'm talking here is about Premier. Okay, so take a look at this course here. This is a Master Excellence Standard course. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 straight lines to 5, to a breaking spine exercise here that I call to 6, tunnel under the dog walk, to a table, to weave pose, to teeter, and here is like pinwheels, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now to the other side, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, do I think that Master Excellence Standard or jumper should be harder than this? I do. But I think most part of the AKC people, you will not like that. So this is good. So why I'm showing this course here? Because I was talking with the judge once, and he said to me that one of the problems to creating FCI courses in the middle of an AKC trial is because they need to change a lot. The building course, it's a lot. You need to change a lot of things. So I did a little exercise here. I got this Master Excellence Standard, and I create a Premier FCI course with the right distance, using the right distance over this obstacle, over this course here. So let me show you. So in the left side is the regular Master Excellence Standard, okay? In the right side is the same course size, the same course size. The only thing is in meters, okay? Because I build in meters. So this 30, 27, 24 in the corner here is meters. So just don't pay attention on that. But it's pretty much the same size, it's the same course. What I did, I grabbed this Master Excellence Standard, and with some changes, I made it an international course, okay? The only thing that I added here was 2 new tunnels. See, there's a tunnel here and there's a tunnel here. All the rest, so the dog walk is in the same place, I didn't move. The tunnel under the dog walk is there, I didn't move. The weave pole is in the same place, I didn't move. The A-frame is in the same place, I didn't move. The teeter, I move it a little, but the most difficult obstacles to move, I did not. They're always in the same place. And I changed the jumps to make an international course. Same course. So like, look at here. 1 going to 2, that is the tire. The tire. Going to a sharp here, number 3. Natural backside, number 4. Going to tunnels with a challenge here and a weave pose, number 5. From here to the dog walk, number 6. To the backside, natural backside here, number 7. Back to tunnel, number 8. To the A-frame, natural backside at 10. Challenging entrance in the weave pose, to a push here at 12. That's not a natural backside, but because it's in the weave pose, the handler can run ahead of the dog to do this backside. So it's not a problem. Going to 13, speed part, 14, 15, very natural backside of 16 here. Sharp jump in 17, to the broad jump 18, finishing at 19. So it's a Premier course, is a FCI course that I did pretty much not moving too much in this Master Excellence Standard. So it is possible, yes, to build an FCI over a Master Excellence Standard in a day, especially if you have a good team, okay? People helping you there. And this size of this ring is not a big size. You see here in the left side, they have like probably 100 by 80. So it's not a big ring, and you are able to do an international course, okay? So for AKC judge, that judge just like probably 3 or 4 courses in a day. Remember that in UKI, we need to design like 10, 11, 12 courses in a day. So it's a lot of changes, a lot of building. So it is possible to nest courses and create a very good FCI international course over a Master Excellence Standard, okay? And that's it. It was exactly 1 hour, exactly what I planned, okay? So I would like to say thank you to everybody who watched this live. I don't know if you guys like it or not. I hope you guys did like it. You guys can reach me in my Facebook page, Marco Maggiolo Agility, or you guys can send me an email if you want to talk to me. And that's it. Thank you very much. And that's it. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend.